and welcome to what will hopefully be a complete playthrough of Exile Escape from the Pit. I say hopefully because this is probably going to be quite a long game. I originally played through the remake of this game. In other words, I played through a Volnum Escape from the Pit, which was released in 2011, and that took me about 60 hours. But I really enjoyed it, and I thought it would be cool to go back and try to play the original game, which has different mechanics, like you have to actually eat, like you need food, and there's just differences that I think seem pretty cool. So that's pretty much the background. This came out in I think 1995, so it's pretty old, but these graphics I believe are actually from Exile 3. The original Exile Escape from the Pit looked different than this, so that's kind of interesting. But let's go ahead and make a new party. So we're just going to create, and let's go ahead and read the introduction. The trial was completed and the sentence was passed. There was no appeal. There was no need. It wasn't as if it was considered a terribly awful sentence anyway. After all, you had not committed one of the hard crimes. You were not thieves, or pirates, or mortals. Sentences for those offenses were harsh and generally fatal. Hard miscreants inevitably died. No, your crime was one of not fitting in, of rebellion, or being peculiar in some way, or speaking out against the crown. And for those soft crimes, the punishment was considered just, appropriate, and most of all, lenient. Well, at least it was considered lenient by those who fit in with society, those who got to live out the rest of their lives above ground. Living in the light of the sun, however, was a privilege that had just been stripped from you. All of you were taken to a portal, a one-way permanent teleportal, and thrown in. You come to in a giant cave, unlike any you have ever seen before. Green luminescent fungi on the ceiling show you how high it goes, hundreds of feet. The cave goes on for what looks like miles in all directions. One of its walls stretches up ominously nearby, and in the other directions it goes on far beyond the range of your vision in this dim light. It is especially difficult to see things about the cave you're in because you are indoors. As your eyes adjust, you see you're in a fort. Walls and buildings surround you, made of large blocks of stone crudely mortared together. There are people too, thin, pale people, going about their business. Most pay little attention to you, but one, a small man, watches you carefully from a little ways away. Welcome to Exile. Okay, so that was quite a cool little intro. But I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make the party, and then once I'm like actually in the game, I'm just gonna explain why we did what we did. And I am just gonna kind of follow a guide for the most part because I don't wanna make a party that isn't good and then have to be stuck with that for like the rest of the game. So anyway, I will see you guys in a little while. Okay, so that is character creation done. Before we start exploring for Exile, let's go ahead and just get an overview of the characters that we have. So we got Splorky here. He has 7 strength, 5 dexterity, 18 HP, specializing in edged weapons. So basically, I should have explained this before, but the party consists of 2 frontline fighters, a thief, a melee ranger, a priest, and a mage. So that's just because I kind of want to get variety. There's a strong argument for doing like 2 mages because mages are just really useful. And of course priests are really useful as well. Magic in general is just really good. But I kind of like to have variety. So that's Splorky. The next is Chungus. Pretty much the exact same stats, except he specializes in polar weapons. So he's kind of like a two-handed guy. And then we have Kodak, who is the melee angel. So basically, what that means is that he has like pretty similar stats, like one less dexterity. Uh, he specializes in bashing weapons, and he has a bit of alchemy and some poison and a point of mage lore. Because mage lore is cumulative in the party, so if everyone has 6 points, then you would have 36 points total, which would be used in whatever check that you're trying to do. So next would be Snizzo of Snizen, who is the thief, so 5 strength, 7 dexterity, 16 HP. Specializes in archery and of course disarm traps and picking locks. I'm not really into like stealing stuff, but who knows? We'll see what happens. Then we have Autumn, the priest. 20 spell points. Let's see, 9 and 8 intelligence and 3 levels of free spells. So the way that the magic works is that if you know level 3 in, let's say, priest spells, you can cast any like of these. Well, actually, I guess you have to find these, but you can cast like any level, like so up to level 3, right? I guess we have to find these, or maybe you can only cast like these in combat. I think that's probably what it is. But anyway, it's kind of nice because you don't have to like travel around looking for spell books. At least I don't think you do. I haven't played this version of the game. I should have. I think I mentioned that at the beginning. But and then we have Petra of Krisan, the mage. So pretty similar stats. In fact, exactly the same, except one less point of intelligence because mage spell points. Let's see. I guess we can't see it here, but they actually cost 6 points, skill points instead of 5, like the priest. So that's kind of why. But yeah, so we can cast up to level 3 spells, and that is pretty much the party. So you can see them all here, the graphics that we used, and that's pretty much it. So let's do some exploring, and once we explore Fort of Orem, we will probably call it for this episode. But the portal from the surface world is still here, glowing brightly. You try to approach, but strange waves of force push you back. You can't even get close. Clearly, if you're going to escape from this pit, it won't be through here. So, our goal is to escape. That's kind of the goal. Because in the beginning of the introduction, we committed some petty crime, and you know, they tossed us through this portal to be exiled, and that's where we are. So we obviously want to escape. But let's talk to this guy. You see a small man. He smiles at you nervously. His skin is incredibly pale in the strange light of the fungus. I'm Andrew. On behalf of King Micah, not to mention your thousands of fellow inmates, I would like to welcome you to Exile. Yes, Exile. That's what we call this place. We are all exiles here, after all. Sort of makes sense. He smiles sadly. Let's see. King? Don't know about that. Okay, I don't think there's anything else that we can talk to him about. Let's see. Supplies. Okay, to prevent certain problems, new arrivals are sent to Tor to get modest supplies to support themselves until they find work. He is in the building to the south. We found doing otherwise results in desperate, dangerous, and violent new citizens. This way, you'll have a fair chance. What you do with it when you leave here is your business. Okay, so that's pretty small. So everyone gets some supplies when they arrive. And we do have a map. I guess we can put it there for now. But I do want to already get closer. Yeah, so we have no food. So I want to get the supplies forced because eventually our party is going to want to eat. And if we don't have any food, that's a bad day. All right, let's talk to this guy. Sitting behind the counter is a tall man wearing bronze armor. Behind him is a large rack of crude stone weapons. And what I like about this game is notice how it doesn't just instantly give you the name. Like there's no name tag. Like, you know, in other games it's like you mouse over an NPC and you can see the name and you know exactly what they're doing. But it's like we don't know that this guy's tall. Like we assume he is, but that's just based off what we talk to the other guys. So it's just a really cool game. He says in a deep voice, "I am tall, weapons handler of Fort Exile." Okay, well, sometimes I maintain the weapons of the guards, sometimes I guard travelers going to Silver, but mostly I give supplies to newcomers. Supplies. Yeah, yes. He hands you food, a pouch of money, and some crude weapons. Here you are. Good luck. And that's pretty much how you start out. So we have 60 food, we have 100 gold, and we now should have some equipment. So we'll go ahead and equip this really quick. So stone dagger, leather bardic, I don't know how to say it. Helmet and a shield. And let's go ahead and give the other helmet to Chungus, and let's give the shield to Kodak. Darts, I guess we can give the darts to Snizzo because we don't have a bow yet. Like they don't give us a bow. In fact, everybody gets daggers. So really, we don't have anybody using the correct weapon at this point. I guess maybe a dagger is kind of a bladed weapon, so Splorky might be using the closest thing to what he's supposed to be using, but not really. So let's go ahead and equip this. See what does this do? I don't know. I will probably spend some time off camera getting familiar with the controls because this is from 1995, so well, not this particular version, but yeah, it's a bit before my time. Let's just say that. I don't know if this armor actually does anything, because if we go to defense, it says 0, so I might have to read up on that. But anyway, so yeah, so we got our equipment now, we got food, and we should have actually read the sign. Outfitting new arrivals, please enter. Yeah. So let's get the map up and let's explore this place as quickly as we can. There's really not a whole lot here, so I don't want to just waste time, but let's see if we can talk to this guy. You see a guard. Name, I'm Gunther. Job, bringing doom to anyone I am told to bring doom to. At least he's honest. Doom? Don't know about that. Okay. I think that's all he's probably going to tell us. But yeah, I just love the graphics. Like, the original game, again, didn't look like this, but this is like Exile 3 graphics, and I just love how it's so colorful. That's something in the remakes, obviously it's a cave, so it doesn't look this colorful. So the remakes are a lot more muted, which, again, is more realistic, but I'm kind of a sucker for just pretty colors, to be frank. Let's talk to this guy. You see a worn and scarred middle-aged man. He carries a potted plant and a shovel. I am Dunbar. I'm the groundskeeper and gardener. And fix-it man. I like gardening best, but I do what they need. Yeah, we bred some pretty weird plants down here. All sorts of mushrooms for food and fodder. Those weird twisted trees for what little wood we have, and so on. Mages make the plants I grow on. Yeah, they live in a town to the south or something. All the wizards go there. They do all the standard world stuff with demons and such. But they make plants too. Without them, we'd all be dead. Okay, demons. That sounds like sounds like you're asking for trouble. Okay, save. I don't see. Help. Look, name, and job. Let's see. In the file, talk save text. Okay, I'm gonna have to find where this file is located because there is no quest log. And that is hard to comprehend because it's like a game without a quest log that has quests is again, I've never played like even Might and Magic 1, I think had a quest log. I could be mistaken, but I thought it did. Anyway, we didn't try this one. Look. Oh, okay, so that's the default. Okay, done. Okay, so that's cool. So he's the groundskeeper. Let's see. What is this place? The barracks. Okay. Is he just gonna block the door? Okay, that was weird. You see a powerfully built woman wearing chainmail with a strange insignia on it. Her reddish cheeks contrast strongly with the paleness of the rest of her skin. I am Acacia. I'm the guard captain for the barracks here at Fort Exile. We got a bunch of good men here, and when the Nephilim, I think that's how you say it, come for us, we'll give them a good run. Work best on defense. You best ask Thalion about that. Okay. Okay, so that's just like an NPC that doesn't matter, to be frank. You don't find anything in the bill. So there's different things that you could find like objects in, it's like bookshelves, desks, obviously chests, which are, from what I've heard, always trapped. So that's not like a good idea to open a chest without disarming it first. In fact, you might say that's a terrible plan. So probably won't do that, but yeah, so there's no cauldron. Okay. There's a sign here, look. It will maintain sign says pass through the portal. 117,842. Okay, so the Empire has basically thrown 118,000 people into exile. And that's, from what I understand, mostly for petty crimes. Like, if you actually do really bad stuff, they probably just straight up execute you. So, yeah, to say that the Empire has kind of a problem with freedom of expression would be maybe an understatement. But anyway, and these are the trees that I guess the guy was talking about. Because really, it's easy to forget that, like, this is literally a cave. Like, this entire place is a cave. There is no day-night cycle, because you're literally in a cave with mushrooms, like luminescent mushrooms on the top of the ceiling. So, it really is like a scary place. Okay, I don't know if there's actually anything in any of these crates. But yeah, so it's a really cool setting. It's one of my my favorite settings. Talk to this person. You see a middle-aged woman who seems to be in a big hurry. Like everyone you've met, she is extremely pale. She grins. I'm Janice, dear. You can call me Jan if you want. I'm in charge of supplies for the fort, the soldiers. They cook on their own, and I'm the one they go to for the food. And weapons, and clothes. It's tedious work, but it keeps me busy as long as Thoriel is stationed out here. Good lads, everyone. Well, almost everyone, anyway. Just between you and me, the best get sent to the front. To the north were all the Nephilim. Okay, so what we've gathered so far is that there's this this race of creatures, the Nephilim. They are predominantly to the north, and they are fighting against the humans. So that's pretty interesting. She sighs mightily. My husband, the sage, he helps the new arrivals get acclimated. Being out being out here depresses him terribly. Being at the portal and all. Okay, so we are at the portal. Interesting. I don't know about that. Anything else that we haven't asked about? Weapons? Don't know about that. Okay, I think that's everything from that person. I guess we should talk to the sage. And again, I don't know how to find stuff. I don't know if I'm doing this right. But, anyway, let's talk to this guy. You see a slender, worried-looking man wearing impeccably pressed wizard's robes. He sits behind a book-reading desk. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Thyrion. I am the sage for Fort Exile. The corner of his mouth twitches slightly. Okay, so he's probably not too happy to be here. Let's see. Shall I help you? Well, every day or so, our benevolent overlords above pour a few more souls into the hellish cesspit. Then they come to me, and I tell them just how bad things are here. He chuckles dryly. Normally I'd be cheery, but today I'm just not in the mood. Anyway, I'm here to give you information. Yes, for example, on our lovely neighbors, the Nephilim and the Slitherzikai, or on nearby towns, or on your chances for escape, or on how you get supplies, or on the local politics. The Nephilim you've heard of, there are many of them above ground, but you've never heard of Slitherzikai. I know for a fact, I'm probably saying that wrong, but anyway, okay, a lot of things we could ask about, potentially, but I guess we should probably ask about, Lizardmen. Okay, only live below ground. Intelligent, powerful fighters, very magically talented. We've been at war with them for years, and lately things have been at a stalemate. They live to the west. Okay, so the Lizardmen live to the west, and the Nephilim live to the north. It's good to know. Anything else we should ask about? Don't know about that. It's just kind of difficult to like pick out all of the key words. No chance, none whatsoever. We all stay down here until monsters hunt us down like dogs. Okay, well that's not exactly what we wanted to hear, but such is the way. You don't find anything. Okay, I think that is probably everything in Fort Exile. Oh, wait, there is actually one more person. You see a shy, frail woman picking mushrooms. What is your name? I am Diane. Well, I'm Tor's wife, but that's not what I do. I cook mainly. Well, a couple times a week, I cook meals for everyone here. I'm actually a very good musician, but there's not much call for that around the fort. Well, we won't be here forever. Let's see here. Music. She sings a song for you, which you have never heard before. It is long and sad, about life in caves and missing the sun above. She has a beautiful voice. Okay, well that's kind of sad. And I think we have filled out the map, so we can close this. But yeah, so that's kind of the introduction. We have found some useful information. I think there is some sort of government here with a king and like some sort of tower filled with mages to the south. The Lizardmen are to the west. there's a race of Nephilim to the north, and there's a town called Silval to the west as well, I believe. So, and again, just for clarification, I have played through this game, the remake of the remake, though, so this is really a new experience for me, to be completely honest. But yeah, I think that is good for this first episode, so I think we're just going to call it here, and I guess we could maybe walk outside. And yeah, so this is the overview map, and it's just really cool. I really, you see it fold. Really love just the graphics and just everything about this game. A sign reads Duvno, 30 miles north, Silver, 20 miles west. And yeah, so I think that's what we're going to call it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode.